Greetings, YouTube. This is your boy, Glitches Master of Quantum Create Intellect, signing in. So today's video, I'm not showing face. I choose not to show face, cause I'm not about aesthetics, and I'm not about the surface level. I'm deeper than the surface level. So rather than listen to my words, which is my tone, is my vibration. Like, listen to me. I need you to listen to me, not see me. Cause life is deeper than sights. Cause sights is surface level. But sights is not technically surface level. Cause sights is a projection of mind. And we know that the mind is deeper than we think it is. Cause we have the subconscious. And the subconscious goes in deep, in depth. So I would not say the eyes are surface level, but to a certain extent, the eyes are surface level. So you don't need to get stimulated through your eyes. You need to get stimulated through the sound, which is the Bible, which is the book of metaphors, and the Psalms, the book of spells. The Bible is just a combination of spells and metaphors. The metaphor of sound is the creator, which is sound is tone. Tone, you cannot have tone without a certain vibration. For me to project a certain tone right now, there's something within my throat that's vibrating to a certain extent for me to project the tone that I'm projecting right now. So sound is tone and tone is vibration. So what you're listening to right now is vibration. You are in sync with my vibration, and my vibration is my energy. So that's why I choose not to show face today, because I want to go in deep, and I don't want no distractions. Because me showing my face, there would be a certain distraction, because you'd be focused on a surface level, and I don't want you to be focused on a surface level. I need you to go deep with me. I need us to go within the rabbit hole. It's time that we stop fearing the rabbit hole. It's time that we just dive in deep within the rabbit hole. It's time that we embrace the unknown. Cause we've been scared of the unknown. Cause we've been programmed to fear what we don't know. So it's time that we dive in deep and put aside our fears, or embrace our fears, not put aside our fears, because eventually you'll have to deal with your fears if you put aside your fears. So I would say embrace our fears rather than put aside our fears. So embrace your fears. And how do you embrace your fears? You face your fears. I'm not saying your fears will just disappear. No. Let me make this illustration. So, I don't want to make this low level illustration or this low vibrational illustration, but I have to. Let's say you are in a fight. The person that will win is the person that has the most fear. Because they're moving on a survival state. They're trying to survive that fight. So the person that started the fights would lose in most cases, because they just doing this out of ego, and you doing this out of fear. You have fear. Fear is your drive. Just know how to use fear correctly. That's what I'm saying. Face fear and use fear correctly. Just know how to use fear correctly. There's a correct manner of using fear. Use fear as your fuel to drive you into certain situations. Use fear of being low vibrational to be high vibrational. Use fear of being the same version that you was yesterday into fueling you into a better version than you was yesterday. So it's all about drive, how you use your fear. Fear is not necessarily negative or positive. Nothing in this life is negative or positive. You have to master your two segments. You have to master your yin and yang. You have to be neutralized. You have to be in sync with both your minds, your left and your right. So you have to be in the gray zone. Stop looking at life as good and bad, demonizing demons and glorifying angels. Because if an angel would pop up right now, right in front of your face, you'd freak out, trust and believe. Because it's not what you think it is. But we've been programmed that angels are these entities with like wings. They dressed in all whites and stuff, like they just good beings. But you'd freak out and crash out if you'd see an angel. So it's not about good and bad. It's not about yin and yang. It's deeper than that. It's about the middle zone. You have to be the middleman. So life is just deeper than that. You have to suppress. I'm black. I'm white. I'm from this tribe. You have to surpass all of that. Because that's not the meaning of life. That is not the meaning of life. That is not the meaning of life. Trust and believe. Life is deeper than that. And people are not experiencing life. They think they are experiencing life, but they're not. They're living in their thoughts. They're entrapped within their thoughts, which is their thoughts is not even their thoughts. Their thoughts has been impressed by what you call they, the people that are controlling the people that have no control. So your thoughts eventually are not your thoughts. If you don't sit down and observe this life is deeper than you think, and we fight in something that we don't see. So most people are not in a position to think for themselves, and therefore if you cannot think for yourself, you cannot live for yourself, because reality stems from thoughts mostly, in most cases. So if you don't know how to think for yourself and somebody is impregnating your thoughts, therefore your reality is not yours. So you are stimulating a simulation that's not even yours. But you don't even recognize it because you don't sit down and observe. Because you don't see life for what it is, which is something deep, which is the rabbit hole. So to get into this video, I want to name this video The Game of Self, or rather the game of cells. You have a lot of cells, let's just say that, within your body. Your body, you would say, is a multiverse, and the cells is your alternate selves. So within this multiverse, these alternate selves. So it doesn't make sense that people cannot manifest. Just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how do you not? How? It stresses me out actually. How are you not capable of manifesting the reality that you want, desire? Because it's already there. It's just a matter of you picking it and being patient and proving yourself to the universe, which is yourself. Cells. It's already there. We are living in a multiverse. In this multiverse, it's multiverses. It's multiverses. It's multiverse. These is multiple of universes. And each universe has different versions of yourself. Let's say one universe has thousands of you existing in another time and space. So if we have 1,000 universes in that multiverse, and each universe has 1,000 alternate versions, so there's an unlimited reality that you can choose from. With what you see in your mind, you can have Like it can seem impossible, but it is possible. In this life, the impossible is possible. I was just thinking yesterday, I was like, the space that I'm in right now, what I've just manifested, showed me that the impossible is possible. It's just a matter of time. Because at a certain time, I didn't think what I've just manifested was possible. It was impossible for me at that time. But now it is possible. I've turned the impossible to possible. But at that time, it was impossible. But now it is possible. So it's just a matter of time and patience for you to turn the impossible to possible. Your mind cannot conceptualize that you can be what you want right now, but when you have it, it's now possible. So it's just from to interchange possible and impossible is just a matter of time. That's what I'm saying. And there's just trillion of cells in your body. So that just goes to prove that there's alternate versions of yourself that you can pick from. If you can pick the right, correct alternate version, you can be what that alternate version stands for. It's morals. You want to be smart, you want to be intellectual, that already exists. But don't be egotistical, don't be out here wanting to know everything. I know most things for myself, and therefore I can give people clues. I don't know everything. Who knows everything? Life would be boring if I knew everything. What's the point of life if I know everything? Because life is a continuous journey. I keep learning. I know most things about myself. I don't know most things about other people. I can give people clues about themselves because I've figured out myself and I know most things about myself, but I don't know everything. People that tell you that they know everything, they just egotistical. And I'm not saying ego is a bad thing. Once again, the good and bad theory. Nothing is good and bad. You should use ego. You should use ego to your advantage, as I use my ego to my advantage. My cousin was like, I'm trying to detach from ego, but I don't feel like you have to detach from ego because how can you run away from ego? How can you run away from ego? Even a crazy person has the ego test, and a person that is crazy still has the ego test. They don't know their name, they don't know their age, they don't know nothing about themselves, but they still have an ego test because they still a being. The mere fact that you are a being means that you have ego. As long as you think and you are a being, you still have ego. But for an average person that is existing through the day to day, you have an ego because you think and you are attached to certain things, which is your name, your surname, the day you was born, the things that you like, your morals, the good and bad, the things that you think are good and the things that you think are bad. That that is ego. That is ego. The fact that you are still responding to your name means you can never run from ego because that is you. You are your ego. How can you run from your ego? If I say your name and you respond to your name, that is your ego. For you to run from your ego, you have to be on a clean slate. I don't think people understand that. Like, you have to be blank, you have to be nothing. And it's impossible in this reality. It's very impossible. How many thoughts do you think in a daily basis? You can never run from your ego. You have to just use your ego. And how do you use your ego? And what do I mean when I say use your ego? I use my ego. I use my ego. How can I manifest the reality that I want if I don't use my ego? Because the ego is all about wants, and needs. I need to know who I am and stand firm in who I am because I am who I am. the God self, the Godhood. So I have to use ego, but I don't have to let the ego use me. Because when you let the ego use you, you end up like Nature Boy, thinking that you God and you above everybody. I'm God in my own existence. I'm nobody's God. I'm my own God. And the title in itself comes with certain things. Because you say you God, okay. Alternate version of yourself you call universe tests you out. Oh, you say you God? Cool. How about this obstacle? Can you take it? How about you go through this? Can you come out the other side looking as bright as you are right now? Since you're saying you God, since this title comes with a lot. But I am God, but I'm nobody's God. I don't want nobody to think I'm God. I am enough to think that I'm God, and I'm not separate from the creator. The creation is not separate from the creator. Therefore, I am God. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. Because godhood is a title and not a person. But because of programs being, people think godhood is a person instead of a title. I myself has succumbed to thinking that godhood is a person, a white bearded person that stays in clouds and in this golden throne and just commands reality. There was programs that have been programmed to myself and a lot of individuals. But I think we have outgrown that fairy tale. We are more matured. We know what reality is. We are in the Aquarian age. And the Aquarian age is all about A, the element A. And the element A is connected to trees, which trees give you oxygen, and oxygen makes you think. It just makes you think. You have to think. People are now waking up to reality. And how do they wake up to reality? They being logical about things. They are escaping the fairy tale that has been programmed to them to keep them asleep. They are seeing reality for what it truly is. They're seeing things for what they truly are. They're escaping the fairy tale because they're thinking for themselves. Which is what the Matrix don't want you to do. The Matrix don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to think out the box. They don't want you to question reality itself. So now people are waking up to the Aquarian age. And the Aquarian age supports everything for my this is my theory. This is me. This is my theory. So air makes water flow. Air makes the fire burn. Air just makes things move. So every sign is moving right now. And I'm not saying everybody will wake up. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm not claiming that. But most signs are waking up. Most signs, most people, most souls, the truest souls, the souls that have been here, that are overwhelmed with this fake reality, they are waking up. They're standing in their power, they're claiming their power, because the power has been there. It was just a robbery of power. They just took our power temporarily, but they cannot take our power, because it's ours. You cannot take what's mine. It is mine, and you cannot claim it. You can just borrow it. But as soon as I wake up, I'm claiming all of it back, and you cannot do nothing about it. You cannot siphon a person that's awakened to this reality, because this reality is running through us, through our energy. But now people are waking up and they have boundaries. I'm not even talking about boundaries with your family and friends. The deeper boundaries, you sustaining and maintaining your energy on a spiritual level and not letting yourself get depleted, because this reality just wants so much from us that we are depleted. That's why people commit suicide, because they're spiritually depleted. They don't want nothing to do with this anymore. They rather start over in another body. That's the true meaning of suicide. But people are waking up, and that's good. And people are sleeping too, and that's good too. But not good like, don't look at good like that as like, good, it's all good, namaste. F that. F that. We surpassed the good and bad. I told you we are in the gray zone with the middlemans. Don't look at good like that. As much as we have the awakened beings that are doing their own little movement, that's good. And as much as we have the sleep individuals, which is part of my family, that's good too, because we need ma'af. We need maths in this, because the universe is geometry. So we need maths in this. We need ma'at. We need the principles of ma'at. Balance. We need to balance the scales out. So as much as we need awakened souls, we also need the sleep souls. We need to balance ourselves out. Because the other side of the scale will fall if the other side is just too much. The other side of the scale will go up if the other one is just too much. That's what I meant. It will outweigh the other one. So if it's just good, the good will go down, because it's just too many people on the good side, and then the bad side will come out, and then we will question reality. Like, what is happening? Why are people killing people? What is it with this reality that's so bad about it? It's cause there's a lot of good individuals, and we need balance. We need to balance things out. Things need to be in sync. So we don't have to have a lot of good individuals. That's what I mean. We need to sleep. What you think they bad? Oh, my father is a Christian. He doesn't want to wake up. Fuck my father. Whoa, nigga, you need him. You need him sleep. Cause you awakened. That's balance. As long as we got you and you awake, we good. We're just good to go. And we need your father or your mother or your whole family to be asleep, because that's balanced. It's my art. We need that. So people need to surpass the good and bad, which is, that's what a lot of individuals are struggling with, especially in spirituality. People are struggling with good and bad, especially in spirituality. And Christians too, they think, oh, I'm a Christian. You into spirituality? Oh, you into something bad. And I'm good, I'm righteous. I'm righteous. I myself, I wouldn't say I'm a spiritual individual, because we are all spiritual individuals, as you know. We all have souls and spirits. I wouldn't call myself spiritual, but some principles in spirituality, I do abide by them. So I am a spiritual individual, and I wouldn't say I am good. I wouldn't say I'm righteous, because I have my own dark nights of the soul. Things that I do that are kind of distractive, and excuse me, I cannot like run from them, but I can only embrace them, because I understand the good and bad, and I surpass that I'm the middleman. Every time I'm doing something that's distractive, maybe I don't follow up with my meditation schedules, I don't eat right, I'm just depleting myself of energy, giving people my energy, and I'm getting depleted, I'm running out of energy. I take note of that, and I don't try to run from that, but I embrace that. Because that's reality. Reality just goes up and down. It's just a roller coaster that you just gotta ride with it. Have to go with the flow. It's an ocean. You have to ride the flow. You don't have to fight the flow. Because when you fight the flow, you will drown. You will drown in this reality when you try to fight the flow. So just go with the flow and just float instead. That's what I do. I just go with the flow and I float instead. Because when I fight the flow, I end up I end up drowning rather than floating. So you just have to go with the flow. And people in this reality are against going with the flow. I've observed that. I'm an observer. I sit back and observe. Every time I'm going through a bad thing, I sit down and observe. And I observe people. I observe myself. I didn't make no mistake when I said I observe myself. Because I do observe myself. Because I'm not just one person. I'm multiple of people. I wouldn't say the high vibrational version of me is this version of me. I wouldn't say the happy version of me is this version of me. I wouldn't say the fiery energy that you getting right now is the same version I'll be after this. After the recording of this, I'll be a different person. Right now I'm feeling fiery. I'm feeling the fire in me. The fire in me. The fire. PHI. The five. FIVE. The fire. FIRE. It's all the same thing. I'm feeling that right now in me. The Kundalini is spinning. It hasn't risen yet. It hasn't risen yet. Still called up in the bottom, but we getting there because I'm triggering it with the phi energy, PHI. So yeah, that is reality in itself. Reality is you, and you have to observe reality to know what reality is, because it is you. So you have to observe yourself, the things that you do, your morals, what you believe. You have to unprogram yourself